Connected. We're live. Live from Colorado Springs.
Live from New York. It's
Saturday.
Friday afternoon.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Moross.
And I'm Brian Swanson.
We are Denim and Pearls. We are
business casual with pearls of wisdom.
From not the porch today.
Not the porch today. We tried.
There is no try. We were doing it. But it's only 35 degrees outside today.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, we couldn't go live. So hopefully those of you who are waiting for Denim and Pearls to come on, you're not completely confused that we came on 2 hours early.
Yeah, and they're all lined up at the door. You know that, right?
They are?
Yeah, we only see one person online, but they're lined up at the door. They're waiting on the store at Walmart to open up, and it's Christmas morning. So they're all...
It's been an adventure.
Or no, Black Friday, that's the day.
It's Black Friday.
Except for this year, nobody's doing that.
Oh, yeah, that would be a COVID nightmare.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so everybody's going to be on Amazon this year. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, it'll be Black Friday Amazon. Well, we were thinking...
So what's our topic?
Our topic today is what I was singing yesterday. Who are you?
Y'all now see why I don't sing. I can't even
Thank you for joining us on Denim and Pearls. And if you're out there watching, well, you are out there watching. Say hi. Tell us where you're from. And we apologize for not being on the porch. We are in my office because burr.
Yeah, because burr.
And Brian and I were talking this morning. It's like, wow, you know what? We need an inside porch.
Uh-huh. Is that like your inside voice?
Yes, we need an inside porch so that we can be comfortable and not freeze to death.
Oh, that would be wonderful. So, anyhow, now that we've gone over all of that we're not there, as everybody can see, our topic is of who are you?
Who are you? Oh, yes. And before we go into that, I want to say a couple of things. That dot, a little blue dot over Brian's head right over there, click on it if you haven't liked and followed our Facebook page yet. And also, there will be a link that we will put into the chat area of our link to our YouTube channel. We're actually really easy to find. Denim and Pearl podcast. You can't miss it.
Nope. Easy enough.
Oh, it's Pearls podcast. So please, thank you. And please share this. If you're watching, share it so that other people can see it, because I think we really messed everyone up by going 2 hours early. Why are we 2 hours early? We need to address that elephant.
I think it's your fault.
It's my fault.
You're like famous and everything, so...
I'm speaking for a group today up in Denver, so it's a 2-hour drive, and I have to make sure I get there in time. So I'm speaking at 2, but if our broadcast is at noon, I won't make it in time. So we are going early. But change is good. Ththings are okay. We're
it's adapting and overcoming.
Yes, it's adapt, overcome, and keep going.
Whatever that was at Heartbreak Hill. What was that movie?
Something adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Ann.
Oh, our sponsor.
Oh, you must. I figured we get that in the middle, but that's okay now that she's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't say it. Heliopolis.
I
did it.
Yay.
Heliopolis Rocks is our sponsor of Denim and Pearls, and soon you all will be able to buy a little pretty rock that says Denim and Pearls. And if we can really figure out how to do it, maybe have a different color for every year and start like this kind of a trend where you buy a different color rock for each year that you are following Denim and Pearls. Because watch it, we will be the place to be.
So the more famous we get, will the rocks get bigger?
Yes.
So by the time we get 2 years out, you got boulder size and you have to get a crane to move it.
I dream big. I like that idea. So
who are you?
Who are you? And what brought that on?
I don't know what brought it on, but I do know that we were talking about kind of being yourself.
Yeah, standing in your own power.
Yeah, standing in your own power, and of course, being unapologetic about it.
Good job. Good try.
You see how I twisted that in? Okay. For those of you who know Michelle, Unapologetically Yours is her book.
No, Unapologetically You. It's
I forgot the RS.
So be the best version of you unapologetically. And so with our topic, who are you? It's basically, who are you? Right. So often in our lives, we we grow up wanting to be pleasant, pleasing our adults in our lives. And so we aren't ourselves. We're pleasing our friends, our family, our parents, our teachers, and we're not who we are because we're too busy trying to please people. And then there comes a time in our lives where we do, I'm done.
I think some of it also deals with the moment. We make our decisions based on the moment, but in the moment. But sometimes we don't make our decision in the moment. We base it on, oh, what if such and such thinks this? If such and such thinks that? Well, I'll give the story that we kind of talked about yesterday when I moved out of the house many years ago.
Many years ago.
Yeah, it was a lot of years ago. Anyhow, I let's say I got kicked out of the house. Okay. Once I got kicked out of the house, I had been kicked out of the house numerous times. I always came back. Well, once I was 18 and it happened again, I made a decision that moment that I'm going on my own. I'm done. I'm not dealing with it again. Excuse me. I'm not dealing with her again. I'm not dealing with that again. I'm not dealing with all this stuff. And I moved out on my own. And I think somewhere in one of our other stories, we talked, I started with $142.11 in my pocket, or $124.11. But I made a decision at that point that I'm going to finish things. I'm going to finish my high school, get my what's the thing called? My diploma.
Your degree.
Yeah, get my diploma, because I figured at that point it was January. School ends in May? Why would I throw 13 years prior, if you will, kindergarten to there, all away in 6 months? So I made a decision to be me. I made a decision that I was not going to throw something else already away, or throw something away already that I already had. And that's how I started my adult career, if you will, because prior to that, I probably couldn't consider myself too much of an adult, but it became where I now had responsibilities. I had to take care of the house, my own house, find a place to live, put gas in the car, find a car.
It was a choice. Yeah,
it was all decisions. And I had to make a decision based around me, not based around what somebody else thought. So that's kind of what, and there's plenty of stories back behind that for me growing up, whether I joined the military, whether I didn't join the military, whether I was a civilian, if you will, all those other things. And of course, we somewhat know the story of where I'm at and why I'm here.
Yes.
But it was a point of me making a decision of what's me, who's me, what am I going to do?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who was I?
Who was you? Who was you?
Right. And everything else after that, of course, impacts
Hi, Marcel, and hi, Roland.
Hi, guys.
They're not, you can't see them. That's what I was looking. If you're not signed into StreamYard, it doesn't recognize you as being on StreamYard. Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
And so we don't see your comments if you're not part of StreamYard. So only people who have StreamYard up in their, so we do see you on my phone. Now, and what brought it up for me is one of our followers, Erin Bear. She has a book called
Badass something.
Beaten to Badass.
Beaten to Badass, yeah.
And she talks about being your own hero. And because this month, October, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so it kind of tied to two thoughts in my head. And I was talking to Erin, and she said, "What? How did you get out?"
I'm concerned. Ann said no sound. Is that your no sound or us no sound? Either way, keep going. Keep going. We'll figure this out.
Video has no sound.
I'm concerned. Ann said no sound. Oh, it's working. Is that your no sound or us no sound? Yep, we're working. At least for now. I think that was her no sound.
Yeah, that's really weird. I hope the sound comes back. Oh, thank you, Janelle. Yes, tomorrow's my birthday. And that's really a lot of the craziness is I was contemplating life with Brian. Well, first Aaron and then Brian about choices. And so with Aaron, we were talking about domestic violence and about getting out and all these different things. And we were talking about how it's not just women being attacked by men. Sometimes it's men being attacked by women. Or,
it's just not well reported.
Yeah, or family or friends attacking friends or roommates and things like that. It doesn't have to be an opposite sex thing. No. And we were talking about how people can take advantage of you and you think they love you so that you just keep putting up with it. And that's what brought me into this whole subject with Brian about who are you? Because in my midst of my abuse, I didn't know who I was.
That's what we were talking
yes,
about. Yes,
I was willing to succumb to what was happening to me because I thought maybe that's who I was and that's what I was worthy of. And so I thought from a domestic violence point of view that that's the problem, right? That was the problem with me because I didn't believe in me and I believed the monster. And then I said, well, what about life in general? There were times in business that I said, I better not do that because everybody around here, they're not doing it either. So I better not go do that because I didn't know who I was. So I identified with other entrepreneurs about what they were doing.
Right.
And so I'm like, I'll do what they're doing. Well, the problem with doing what everyone else is doing is
you get stuck in the same circle.
Yeah. And then you're not growing at all.
Which is really another subject too. But it is. What I've noticed is a lot of stuff. We travel in our circles and we get comfortable in our circles. And then we think we're making a bigger success. And it's like, okay, good. More people like us and stuff like that. However, you haven't adventured outside of your circle or your circle of influence, as they call it. Your circle of influence, in my opinion, is only so big. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got those 6 degrees of separation, according to Kevin Bacon. So somehow, how do you get to the 2nd degree and the 3rd degree? How do you get your business? How do you get your personal? How do you get all that stuff outside of those 2.5 degrees around you?
No, you have to do.
What?
You have to step out of your comfort zone.
That's part of it, yeah. But you also, I mean, even if you look at social media, you still have a limited reach, because social media, if you ever look at it, if you try to post something so that, I don't know, Olathe, Kansas can see you. Yeah, they can see you if they go searching for you, but it won't pop up in their newsfeed because you're not part of those circles. Same way with LinkedIn. LinkedIn, if you try to connect with somebody outside of, I think, your 3rd generation or something like that, it kicks it back and says you need to connect closer to it before you can actually be friends with this person, which I think is really strange, because what if I have a friend in New York? Or what if I have a friend in Seattle?
As long as they're friends with that one person, then you have a second connection. And
that's, but you can't create a new line inadvertently because it limits you. So, I mean, we kind of crawled off of who are you and getting your word out and spreading the word and such. But it also determines who you are, because we look at the people around us. I mean, one of the biggest words of advice I ever got in my life was, if you want to know who you are, look at the 10 people around you. Mm-hmm. And that, wow, somebody didn't eat this morning. But looking at those 10 people around you will determine what your income is, who you associate with, what your lifestyle is like. So if you want it to be different, you've got to be different. You've got to be outside of it, or you got to be your own self.
As I said, get out of your comfort zone. You've got to step away from what you're normally doing or what everyone else is doing.
That was just too simple of an answer.
I like simple answers. But great explanation. It's just, you have to push yourself outside of what everyone else is doing, because when you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're all the same. You don't stand out. People pay attention when you're different.
Yes.
So like
not too different. I have that problem.
Well, not too different, but different, because you want to be slightly outside of what everyone else is. I mean, we've all gone to networking meetings where you hear the same people standing up and they start sounding exactly the same. And you're like, okay, they're going to say their name, they're going to say what they do, and then they're going to say, I'm looking for. Right. You start zoning because you know exactly what they're about to do. Yesterday
was a good example of it. And one of the senators, they were having an executive committee meeting before they did the stuff with the new judge, Amy. I can't remember all that other stuff. But anyhow, they were all sitting around talking kind of informally, but in order or organization, if you will. And one guy comes up, he says, yeah, I've been sitting here watching you guys, watching all the other senators in the room, and saying, every time somebody said something that was repeated the day before or has basically become rhetoric, everybody looks down at their iPhone. Mm-hmm. But then one guy steps up and says something totally different, and their head pops up to hear what he has to say. and it was a guy at the time. I mean, it was Senator Kennedy, that is very unique and flowery in his descriptions of things, if you will.
Different.
Yeah, but very different. But his words were good, but his ideas were really good, and they were different from what everybody, all the other, the famous word now is rhetoric going on. So are you part of the rhetoric? Are you looking to see where you're at and how you can make a difference? And if you're part of the rhetoric, guess what? You're probably not going to make a difference, because it's the same old thing. Like we mentioned way back in one of our first shows, volunteers. Mm-hmm. Only 10% of the population volunteers. So if you look at your population around you, who's volunteering? Guess what? It's all the same people doing all the same things for the nonprofit, for this, for that. And those 10 people may be doing multiple things. So you've really got, I mean, it's getting out of your comfort zone, but it's also recognizing where you're at and be, like you said, unapologetically you. Be who you are. I think I'm on a roll here.
You are.
I just don't know where to go from here now. Help me.
help me. No, and that's why we wanted to talk about this, was because there's so much garbly goop out in the internet right now. Everyone's on Zoom or on go-to meetings. We're all on these things, doing all these great talking and blah, 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 but we're all the same. If you want to stand out in a crowd of now noise, this is just pure digital noise. You have to figure out what makes you you. Stop trying to compare yourself to anybody else in your field. Okay, don't compare outside. Look at you. Figure out why you got into the business you're in. Share your why it's so important to do that business, and how does it feed back to other people? Because people are looking for someone they can connect with. They can go to any place to get all the lipstick they want, all the hair products they want, all the, everything they're all the cell phones are the same. They're all really relatively
My camera's better than yours.
Anything you can do, I can do better. No, but really that's it. It's just, how do you make it different? So all these phones, they're all doing the same thing. They're all walking computers. But what makes them different? Ooh, some of them have pretty colors. Ooh, some have 3 cameras instead of 1 camera. It reminds me basically of Spinal Tap.
Making sure we get our commercial in at 17 minutes since we're late.
Oh, stop it. Spinal Tap. You ever seen the movie Spinal Tap? It's a very strange movie. But
yeah, that's not real good for this day and age.
Oh.
It might be a good example for today's good day and age.
Because here's the thing. There's a scene in there that's about a fictitious British rock band, and they have speakers. And they go up and they're giving a tour to some reporter. And they tell the reporter, this is a special speaker.
Really?
And that's what the guy says. And she, really? Why? Because it goes to 11. So it goes to 11. You mean it's 10, it's max. No. 11. So the thing is it's
all
still
I can think of is Back to the Future and the wall of speakers.
That's too. But the same with this is we all are trying to maximize. When we get to 10, now we're saying, well, we're even better than better. No, it goes to 10. You just adding another 1 in there and saying that it's an 11 and it's better doesn't really make it better. What makes you better is what's inside of you, what brought you into what you do. That's why we asked, who are you? Stop comparing yourself to outside. Compare yourself with you from yesterday and what your gift is, your passion to do what you do is, because that will draw the people that need you and want you in their lives to do business with. There are 15,000 people who sell jewelry, 15,000 people who sell insurance, 15,000 people. Really, think of all the craft beers
who want
out
your
there.
skin.
Yeah, think of all the wineries out there. They're all really basically the same. What puts them apart is they have a niche of passion that people connect with.
Okay, they can see the fact that we need to do the commercial. It's 19 minutes after.
Okay, thank you for watching Denim and Pearls. My name is Michelle Moroz, and this is
Brian Swanson.
We are
Business Casual with Pearls of Wisdom.
From the Porch.
From the Porch. As you can see, we're not from the Porch. And today, sponsored by
Heliopolis rocks.
Hey, good job. Those guys are awesome. Ann and her team, great stuff.
They are awesome. They are beautiful. I cannot wait to get the sample so we can show it to you.
Yeah.
And then we'll have it on her site so you can purchase them if you wanted to and help us out, because we are bigger, growing, bigger.
Yes. There's even good news. We might actually be doing something live one day, huh?
Yes. Live.
Yes.
Okay.
Like real life.
Now, real commercial.
With a stage.
That Denim and Pearls please click on it if you are on Facebook, and that will help you know when we go live on Facebook. The better way to go is to go to our YouTube page. We will put the link into the comments. Go to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/VIN number. So we are looking to get 200 people to subscribe with us so that we can change it to Denim and Pearls podcast. So please go over there, subscribe to the YouTube page, put on the little bell so that you know when we go live, and you can see us live whenever and wherever you want to.
They say there's 39 people that are subscribed. Ooh,
Thank you to
moving
the
the world.
39 people who have subscribed already. We appreciate it.
We're moving the world. Okay, so back to our conversation of who are you. We've come to a conclusion that you kind of need to be yourself. You need to discover who you are. And we say, don't be yourself based on somebody else's decision. Okay. So my question at this point is, how do you know that you've reached who you are without somebody else's opinion?
You will be so happy with who you are.
You'll be happy.
You'll find joy. You'll be peaceful.
So it's kind of like losing 150 pounds. You feel better now?
I've lost 240.
I wasn't talking about you, but okay. So when you lose 240 pounds, do you feel more you now?
I didn't lose it. I dropped it because I don't want to find it.
You left it somewhere.
I do not want to find it. So I don't want to lose anything because I'm not going to find it. No, really, it's being comfortable with yourself. So you will find who you truly are when you think of whatever you're going to do. You do, oh, that's it. When you do, gosh, I don't know if Brian's going to like it. I don't know. No, if you need reassurance from other people to know it feels right, that's not it. It'll be, oh, that's it. You'll know. It'll be a feeling of, why didn't I think about that? That's been in front of my face all this time. That's the feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of went through my life on my own. Yeah, I felt judged at certain times, but it wasn't a major concern. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at stuff, especially when you're in the classroom. Okay, we'll use the high school classroom or the college classroom, and you look around the room and you go, am I doing things the way other people are doing it? Am I doing it to be accepted? Am I doing it for this? You get into business and you become adulting after you start adulting, as the new term is today. You get into business and you're like, am I doing it the right way? Am I looking at the people around me? Are they doing something different than what I am? Well, I need to do what they're doing so that I can be where they're at. Well,
that's the pack.
It is. And you really describe it. And what's really interesting, though, is our own perspective is different than other people's perspectives. And the reason why I say that is there's many times, because of the businesses that I've owned, along with my partners and different things of that nature, that people look at you and go, you're so successful. Mm-hmm. But yet I look at myself and go, yeah, that ain't happening.
I need more.
It depends. It depends on where your level of success is.
Yep.
But if I'm going to look, if everybody else is perceiving that I'm successful, okay, now that I know that, now I can run with it. I did something right to get to that point. Well, and now I just got to get to that point.
Well, and that's why I say stop looking outside. Because honestly, it also keeps you humble.
Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Really?
You're perfect, just like me.
I forgot that song. That's funny. But that's really it, is don't compare. And other people can see you as successful and that things are going great for you. And that's great. Keep moving. But if you start thinking, I got this, don't do that. Then you need other people like Brian or someone or me looking at Brian doing,
get off that stage.
You ain't all that, because people won't do any business with someone who's conceited. And so that goes back to the other thing I like to train about is, amplifying your magnetism. So you need to be able to keep yourself in check, to remember no one's better than you. No one's lesser than you. Everyone's equal. We're all on different mile markers to the end.
All I can think of, wasn't there a commercial about animal magnetism and some cheetah kind of thing in perfume? It was like in the 80s or something.
Yeah.
Animal magnetism.
Actually, that kind of reminds me of Anchor, where the guy had like the Jaguar cologne and he smelled. Sorry.
Okay, we went off course again.
Of course, we need our producer, but he's not here.
He's not even online with us today.
He isn't.
We're in trouble because the cat's away. So now what can we talk about that we can't talk about when the producer?
Everything that he always puts in the signs doing, don't talk about that. We'll be good. We promise. We promise.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, who are you? I want you to, we want you to reflect on who you are. What are the things you love to do in your business? Why did you get into it in the first place? Know that. Find your power in that.
And if you got into, because there's people who, I got into a business that it was interesting. I got into it because of an opportunity, if you will. I seen opportunity, saw opportunity.
He done seen it.
I done saw it. But seen opportunity within the business and got into the business, enjoyed the business, but definitely was not the person who was the expert on anything. You want to talk about the business side of it, the business model, how ROIs and LOIs and all this other kind of stuff come together. Yeah, I could do that. But to tell you about the Superman story that, number 2,553, I have no idea, because my objective was to learn the business, not to learn the comics.
Roland writes, he's not in StreamYard, so I can't share it. He says, why are you trying to fit in when you were made to stand out?
That is actually a famous quote from somebody.
Yes.
I don't remember who it was, though. Probably John Maxwell.
And then Mike Mayock said, I have found myself at this age at the point where I've lost all my supporters. And really, that's key. When you lose the circle of people chatting tick, 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 around you, and you have to self-reflect on who are you and what are you doing and why are you here, that tends to help you figure out real quick what you are made of and who and what you really wanted to be. I had a major life crisis. Oh, thank you, Nicholas, for putting that YouTube link up.
Our producer found us.
I know, and he's complaining that you're not wearing your blue shirt. Because I'm wearing my pearls.
Yeah, but you're not pearls.
That's true. I'm denim.
Mm-hmm. Jury's still out on that.
We can flip back and forth. But no, in my major life crisis, it was when I was alone that I went, why am I on this freaking planet? Why did I even start doing this? Okay, now I'm a speaker. Why do I even want to be a speaker? And so there was this lot of why, who, what, because all my life I was always kind of not fitting in. I know it's hard to believe, but I didn't fit in when I was younger.
We don't fit in until we're adults. You realize that?
Yeah, because
I think we don't, but even in the long run, we don't fit in until we're adults.
I don't even think I fit in now. But as a younger child, I was always looking at everybody else who was so popular out there doing all this stuff. And I would rather read my book. I would read like Little House on the Prairie books, like bubblegum. I would read through like 3 or 4 of them a day. And so I was always reading. I was always sitting under a tree, and I was always riding my bike and just always by myself, so that I never.
You're just giving me so many pictures today. Sitting under the tree, the apple falls on your head. Go ahead, keep going. My imagination is just going hog wild today.
It really is. So, but that was my thing, is I was in my own little world, not really caring what everyone else was doing. I didn't care because I didn't think I belonged, so I didn't even bother. And so I kind of made my own world. And then I became very close friends with teachers. Like if you read my first book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, my one of my favorite people in the world is a math teacher. I made friends with teachers because I was alone.
Right. I was always friends with the adults in my life.
Yeah, I always connected with the adults. Right. And then when I got older and I was an adult, I didn't know what to do. And so I was looking at all the other adults doing, I don't fit here either.
Right.
And so I was looking for older people to be friends with. So I was lost in who I was. And then when I had my car accident, I had to realize I had to stop looking outside. I need to look inside.
Right. Well, I don't know if it's an exercise in fertility. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know if it's an exercise that anybody else can do. But I went through a stage in my life where I went for about 3 months where I went to the fact of, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Okay, plain and simple. I don't care who you are, what you tell me, how I'm going to change things. Nothing. I did not care. And I had that attitude for about 3 months. And then I realized it wasn't me, but it made me better. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I started that idea, but it was one of those things that I just don't care. I don't care about anything.
What? You were living unapologetic?
Oh, no, this was beyond unapologetic. This was so far off the charts. You talked to me and smiled at me wrong. I told you to get lost.
Oh, no, okay. You went over the hill.
I went way over the hill. And it was about for 3 months. But it made me also recognize, too, that you've got to be unapologetically yourself or unapologetically you. I just kind of went overboard and then came back to reality.
Yeah, you need to learn to take care of yourself.
You know, I didn't care about having friends. I didn't care about having nothing. I didn't care what you thought about nothing. And if you told me, well, dude, you're being a jerk. Okay, I don't care.
I am.
Plain and simple. I'm glad I only left, kind of lived that part of my life for about 3 months.
Yeah, because you have been a real jerk.
Oh, can you imagine if I was like that? I would be an old fogey. You know, those
Get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn! Shoot, bing!
Oh, Nicholas, we really need you with us right now.
Well, I'm thinking of, things that are in the news these days with a guy standing out on his lawn with an M16. Get off my lawn!
Yeah, you don't want to be that grumpy
unapologetic.
I
need a jug down here beside me.
Oh, good grief. Today, Brian is Denim. I am Pearl.
Oh, is that it?
Today only. Today only.
So the jury for today.
Yes, I am Pearl. You are Denim. He's like talking about whiskey bottles and things. And
I said jug. Whiskey jug.
Yes. Oh, Nicholas wrote. Oh, we can write that. Let's see if I can do that.
He's using that word again.
Need to stop following people that only support your view, which prevents growth. No. Psychopaths? Sycophants?
That's actually a word that he loves.
Okay.
Nobody else knows that word, but...
Okay, what does sycophants mean?
It's basically listening to the people who only you support. They're the persons who feed your opinion. Rather than trying to be open-minded and listening to other opinions. And this usually comes along in the lines of politics, but at least from his definition of it, when you look at stuff, you watch the news, if your opinion is one thing, let's say, I'm going to go out on a limb here and talk news organizations, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah, just for point of reference. If you're a Fox News listener or a CNN listener, that's because they feed your opinions.
Oh yeah,
you're a sycophant.
Yeah.
So that way your opinions are being fed and your ego is getting bigger because everything you say is right, but you don't turn around and listen to the other side.
Oh, see, I do
you
the
won't
opposite.
Flip the channel.
Okay, because the other with me is I only listen to the other side. I don't need to hear the choir preach to me, so I listen to the other opinions because I want to know why. Right. I want to know why you think that. I want to know why they don't think like me, so I can understand the other side.
Right.
But that's the Libra in me. I like balance. I like to. I'm plugging the fact that it's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo. Oh.
I do. Actually, he lives in a zoo.
Yeah, you ought to see my parking lot. It looks...
They take care of a lot of shelter puppies and kittens and stuff like that.
There's lots of cars in my driveway because everybody in my house is an adult. Well, most of them anyway. We won't talk about which ones really aren't. But and I say that out of love.
Oh, goodness, Nicholas, but the whole definition. Okay, we won't read that. You can read that on your own.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I got too far.
Yeah, that's too big. But really, it's the whole thing about who are you? Go find yourself. And if you're around people who are constantly badgering you and putting you down and telling you, what you think is wrong, you need to find another group of friends. Right. You need to find a group of people who support you and say, really, why do you believe that? Okay, well, I appreciate your opinion. How can you grow yourself? People who are not putting their opinion on you, but just accepting you as you are. Right. That's why I really clicked with Brian when I met him at the beginning of COVID, because I had so many thoughts and fears and thoughts going through my head. And he didn't say, Michelle, you're a coach. You shouldn't be thinking about that kind of stuff. You should be, da, da, da. No, he said, really? What's going on? And I talked. And just getting it out of my system, I was like, oh, I feel better now.
Once we talk about it, we start thinking of it in different directions.
So find people you can talk to.
So find out who you are.
Yeah, find out who you are and trust.
That's a good one. Trust who you are.
Trust who you are.
Yeah. Because we're at the end of our time frame.
I'm so glad we had this time together. But yes, I love Carol Burnett. Anyways, side note, who are you? And when is it time to stand up for yourself and stand up for what you believe in? Sometimes you put up with so much, and that's what the whole domestic violence month and breast cancer stuff is. You put up with so much and so much pain and so much agony and so much depression, and you just think that's how life is. It's not supposed to be that way. You should be waking up happy that you have another day on this planet. That's what breast cancer gave me, okay? It was a gift that I am very happy with every moment I get to be alive. So who are you? Stop apologizing for what you're not and wrap your arms around who you really are and who you can be and what you strive to be and be the best version of that.
Okay. I got it. I'll try.
No trying. Do or do not. Per Yoda. So thank you so much for watching us on Denim and Pearls. And thank you for joining us early since we were 2 hours early.
For sure.
And please like and subscribe the Facebook page.
Sure.
And then on the YouTube page.
Subscribe.
Nicholas put the link in there. Go over there and subscribe and put the bell on so you know we come on live. So next week, Friday, we will be at our normal time.
And definitely follow us on Facebook because there's some big things happening we haven't told anybody about.
Yeah, and it's going to happen fast when it does happen.
Yeah. We don't care about COVID.
No. Well, we do, but
we're not worried about it because we're moving forward.
Yeah, we know precautions. We're doing good.
Yes.
And plus, my stomach is talking.
Is it? It's time to go eat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a thing to get to too.
I've got to get to Denver.
Yeah, so if you want to see her today, you can find her in Denver. I don't know where, but you can find her in Denver talking to somebody on stage.
It's being broadcasted.
Oh, is it? Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Joining us at Denim and Pearls.
Business casual.
See, now you know what it's like.
Business casual.
With pearls of wisdom.
From the porch. See you on Friday at noon.
Next week.
Peace.
Peace out.